har det sett ut?
Sorry?
Hur har det sett ut?
Du på inspelningen eller? Nej, nej,
Det tar en stund innan vi vet. Ska du käka eller? Mellan. Nej, jag vet inte. Jag funderar på vad jag
Vasempuolella 3 kertaa 2.
Ei ollut 20, se 1.
We are back on track. Okay, hello everybody. Just excuses, we have been silent for a little while, but I just couldn't hold myself. I had to be out there for a while. I wanted to see the warm-up live, and I really wanted to see game one as well to get a better idea on what to expect for this next following games. It's becoming very exciting. It's a lot of people is very tight on the cut. The scoring is going a little bit up and down, up and down. We see games going very high, we see games going very low, so probably it's a lot of stress for the girls at the moment. They are fighting to make it all the way to the top 8. It's a damn World Cup. I mean, what can you expect? You need to feel the pressure, you need to feel the tension, you need to feel the nerves. And just by my side, I have the pleasure to have again the young Victor Backe. He's going to be commenting with us, and I've been told that probably by the last couple of games we may have the luckiest bowler out there, Mr. Lucky Larsen, Martin Lucky Larsen, may come a little bit later on as well and give us a hand with some comments and help us see some things that we may not see. Again, we welcome everybody who's watching, and we will be waiting for any of the comments or questions you pop up. We're going to be happy to answer and, comment everything with you. And what do you think, Victor? What can we expect for this next games coming on? It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of emotions going on.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty exciting, similar to the boys. You see, against scoreboard, it's pretty close around the cut. And we also see, similar to the boys as well, some players gaining a lot from the wins and some maybe not been getting that much benefit. I'm thinking, for example, England. She's pretty high up, despite having a pretty low average, as it seems right there.
Yeah, she managed to get a lot of bonus no matter what,
Or
even
actually,
if the average is not that high.
Or I think that's actually a technical thing, because...
Yeah, it might be a technical thing. It says 156 average, and she's got 200. I mean, the lowest game she's got is 162, so probably there's some technical issue on
really
that score over there. But still, wow, yes. We can say fairly that the only one that has already secured the spot in top 8 is going to be Norway, Jenny.
Yes.
She's almost 300 pins ahead.
But I'm seeing now that she's actually lost a match for the first time against Denmark on the 9 and 10.
There is definitely some issue with the scoring we have over there, because we've been told it's going to get fixed pretty soon. Yeah. So in the meantime, we're just going to comment on what we see and the scorings on the matches, because we don't want to give any misinformation. Lane 17 and 18, there was a fight between Finland and Colombia. Finland took it with 198 against 187 for Sara from Colombia. Then there was a lot of high scoring in lane 15-16. Malaysia had 217, lost against 241. That's pretty high. Then Ivana from Mexico, she struggled a little bit on this pair. She shot 150, lost against Ireland. What else do I see? Well, we see Denmark saying hello to somebody back in the lanes. Lane 3 and 4, we had England 181, and Costa Rica, she fought all the way up, started with the front 7, couple of spare strike in the 10, 256 for her. She's bowling amazing. I mean, I'm not going to get tired to really say how good her technique is. She throws the ball unbelievably good. I've been actually standing right behind her while she was doing the warm-up. She was using a urethane ball. But man, she can make that ball work like a reactive. She's got the rep, she's got the speed. She has an amazing, wonderful hand position right behind and under the ball. She uses some of the elbow, she uses some of the wrist. If you ask me, probably since Daria, I have never seen a girl throwing a ball that good. She's got also another amazing skill, which is that she really understands the game. When you talk to her after the play on the interviews and you ask her, the way she talks about the game and the way she expresses and what she sees, even at that young age, it feels like she's been bowling for 20 years already. She understands the lane, she understands the pin action, she understands how to move, why to use certain balls on a certain part of the lane, why use some other type of balls in another part of the lane. She also uses she doesn't really care, urethane, reactive, swing it in, swing it out, stay a little bit more parallel, start swinging the ball out. I mean, she's really a very complete bowler, and I would say from all the field we have out there, even if she's not the highest average at the moment, but she seemed to have that little extra that not many manage to get.
Yeah, she's actually one of the few that I've seen throwing both urethane and reactive, and seeming to, having listened to all of the interviews, having filmed them all, my impression is that she tends to start with the urethane balls and changes to reactive.
She has been starting with urethane every single day. That's absolutely true. And then as soon as she can see some transition happening, she just grabs a reactive ball, which is she just actually did right now on lane 15 and 16. If you want to know who we're talking about, her name is Elena. She's from Costa Rica. She's bowling long on lane 15 and 16, and she just changed from the urethane to the reactive ball. Now she moved her line a little bit deeper, somewhere between the second and the third arrow on the arrows area, and sending it out to the breakpoint probably around the fourth, fifth board. And man, she's got some action down there on the pins. The pins are flying like nearly as if it was Oscar making a shot over there.
Yeah,
She
she's
really
got some
breaks
speed as
the
well.
pins.
Good speed, good revs.
She's got everything. She's got everything. The hand, the elbow, the feet, the timing, the knowledge, the understanding. She's humble. She's smart. Now she's going to make a shot on lane 16 so we can see. Beautiful. Beautiful. Even if she doesn't strike, the technique she's got is really, really good, really consistent. Then the other bowler that is impressing me, especially since we have got into the top 16, it's obviously Jenny. She's bowling a 230 average. I mean, we're not talking about house shots, leak shots. I'm not saying that this pattern is very difficult, but it's obviously a competition pattern. It's a sport pattern. So the fact that she managed to bowl 230 average or above 230 average on the finals with all the pressure and changing lane after lane after lane and having to face different opponents, that tells a lot on her. She's also a great bowler, isn't she?
Yeah, she's been proving to be very good in this match play so far. She's only lost one game, which was the one that we just finished. In
Just
the
the
second
last one.
Yeah.
Just the last one. First time she loses
Yeah.
a game during this top 16 stage. So
Yeah. I don't know, she's pretty experienced, I think, in championships, as far as I've understood. She's played a few, won on the youth front, and got a few medals.
hmm
So I think the experience helps a lot. Obviously, she's also super talented.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, since we're talking a little bit of technical stuff, and I was mentioning Costa Rica, that she moved into the reactive already, but it may be a little bit too soon for that reactive ball, as she's getting a little bit of a messy pin action down the lane. Previous shot she left the 3-6-10. This time the ball was just a little bit more strong at the back end, so she just left the 3-4. Let's see if she takes it back. Looks good. That was pretty close. So that tells me that it may be a little bit too soon for such a strong ball at the back of the lane. Maybe she's not going to change the ball, but try to change a little bit her hand position to make the ball read a little bit sooner, because she's really good at that, manipulating the hand position, deciding if she wants to go a little bit more forward, a little bit more sideways. So I wouldn't be surprised either she going back to urethane or trying to make the ball roll a little bit more forward. We're going to see now on the right lane. She moved further outside.
Yeah.
She definitely moved further outside.
I'm not quite sure what ball it is.
I couldn't really know what ball was from here. It's hard to say on the screen. It was kind of shiny, so I don't think it was urethane. Maybe she went for a weaker ball.
Yeah.
Definitely she rolled it forward. And instead of trying to come from the oil to the dry area, she kind of stood on the friction from the beginning. So the ball would start to work a little bit earlier and don't have that crazy amount of energy back at the bottom of the lane.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions, obviously go ahead. I know we talk a lot of technical stuff, but if there's something you don't really understand or something you just feel like you want to get a better explanation, just feel free to make your comments or pop up your questions, and we'll be happy to answer them in the best manner as possible, or try to explain as best as we can. All right, we can see also Denmark found her way. She started a little bit slower this morning, but after one not so high game, she went all the way back to 245 on the previous game. And now she's got the front six. So she has been bowling very good during the week, very consistent. Maybe she hasn't gone that crazy high at some points like we have seen in Norway and Costa Rica, but she never went down either. I mean, she has been pretty steady up there, very consistent, taking her spares, taking a lot of strike, not making many low games.
Yeah, she's got a strike rate of 52% throughout the entire championship and a spare rate of 76%, which is it's
Yeah,
not bad.
it's pretty good. I
Yeah.
mean, when we're talking about spare, guys, remember that includes the splits and the washouts and everything.
Yeah.
So 76.8 or 76.1, but still it's a good spare ratio.
Yeah. And she's, I think, the only lefty remaining. Correct me if I'm wrong, but which gives her that advantage. But she's been on the outside throwing the purple throughout the entire thing, basically.
I agree. It's actually one of the things that you can really see has not become popular yet in the women division or the girls division, is that even if there is a lot more two-handers than it used to be, I still haven't seen anyone going backup.
Oh, I have not seen that either.
The girls are not using the backup way of throwing yet. And okay, now also I would like to talk about Germany, Fiona. She started very good today. She had a tough day yesterday. She wasn't feeling comfortable. She missed a few spare shots as well, a few single pins. That kind of affected her in the brain. I could see on her body language she was feeling even a little bit sad, a little bit upset, a couple of tears over there, which it shows how emotional we get into this game when we are bowling. I mean, we are human, we are not machines. Things affect us. Even we get happy, we get angry, we get sad. This morning she said she had a wonderful rest. She had been sleeping a lot better. So on game one she went for 220 something, and
A
and
157
she was
in
very
game two.
happy. But when she was moving to the second game, she's using urethane ball, and the next pair she was hitting, it happened to be the pair I was watching during the warm-up and game one, and there was a lot of reactive on play, both from Malaysia and United States on that pair she was facing on. So I wondered myself, uh, what's gonna happen as soon as she gets there, because there was a different traffic than she was expecting probably, and then she had a very tough game. She just shot 150,
Yeah.
which could have cost her a little bit of mental disappointment and entering into some doubts, because she was actually in the cat and she moved down to the 10th place. But now she started with a strike, spare, and 6 in a row. So that proves today she really feels a little bit stronger no matter what. It didn't affect her as much that she had a low game. She seems to be more focused, and it's another bowler who has been quite consistent during the whole week.
Yeah, she's been in the top 4 or top 3 throughout
Top
qualifying.
four,
throughout
top
the
three,
entire...
top four, top three during the whole week. Yesterday was the worst day. She dropped down a little bit.
Yeah,
But if I had to bet, I'm gonna bet that she's gonna make it up onto the top 8.
I
It's
think
not
so.
far away at the moment. She's just 16 pin shorts on 10th place. We have Sweden, Maya, on the 9th position now, only 11 pins back. Maya also began with a very tough first game. She couldn't really find the carry. You could see again, since she's the local and has a lot of friends and a lot of family back on the stage behind her, she wanted so much to do it the right way that probably a little bit of the pressure was there. She missed
Yeah.
a couple of spares again, but then on the second game she shot 227, and yeah, she kind of recovered a little bit. She's bowling a little bit deeper than she was on game one. Game one she was standing outside the first arrow. Now it's a little bit more around 5, 6, 7 board, and it doesn't look bad for her, even if she hasn't struck that many.
She's working on a pretty tough game now.
Yeah, she's
but-
getting a tough game again. But that's also one of the things that's happening today. I mean, unless you know exactly to what pair you're going to go on, what kind of traffic was happening there, if you don't pay attention to that, or you don't manage your coach to go pay attention to that, it may become a little tricky on the first couple
Yeah,
of frames, because someone has been using a different line or a different ball than you were expecting, and then you have a little bit different reaction. And if you were not aware of that, then you can come a little bit into panic. Oh, I need to move, I need to do changes, I need to change it quick enough. And if it doesn't work right away, then you get that extra pressure on yourself, and that may be the reason why we have seen in many of the bowlers a very high game and the next one can be quite low.
Yeah. And maybe you feel after you get a high game, you might be getting a bit too secure or something. You might fall in love with the line you're playing with a bit, and it's hard to move out of that. I can recall that myself multiple times.
Yeah.
On the lane
I
exchange.
agree. I absolutely agree. Scorings are going high for Denmark. She's going to go for 256.
And Singapore is currently working on a
Singapore is
8 in
on
a
her
row,
way to
or
280 if she strikes out,
sorry,
which
that's
is
a
going to
7 in a
make a jump even higher. She's currently on top 3. It's going to make her get closer to Costa Rica and Norway.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be hard to catch Norway. I mean,
Yeah.
she's far away. She's on a league of her own.
Yeah, for sure. She's currently leading by 160 pins over second place.
Not bad. It's going to be a little bit like Finland on the boys division.
Yeah.
He could have gone to take lunch one game before the end, and
Yeah.
he would still be on the top 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a wonderful pleasure to be in here. I mean, watching all these kids, the way they can manage to make the shots and read the lanes and score even under pressure. It's unbelievable. We have such a beautiful field over there.
Yeah. So let's see when the score starts to update here, because we're approaching the end of game 3, which is, or game 11, I should say.
So that means we're going to have another 4 games to go.
England had a good game. She goes into the top 7 there after 245 on 1920. Let's see, Malaysia's game is not finished. Or is it?
So many screens, I can find her. Where is she?
Oh,
over here, up here on 3 and 4.
Yeah, and she is going to win that game, it looks.
It's pretty tight. 208. Yeah, she's gonna make it. The other one can only make 206.
Yeah.
That was pretty tight, so she's gonna be very happy to get those extra 30 pins on the bonus. And look at that. Germany, after 157, she went all the way for a 259.
That's a 102 pin improvement.
That's really a way to get yourself back into the track and forget any issues you had before. I'm happy for her, definitely. Denmark just shot 245, 256, so she's back on track. Singapore, 241, 242. Looking pretty steady. Norway, as I said, she's bowling on her own league, 217, 216, 219. I mean, even if it's not going as high as she was doing, she's still managing to bowl above 215 every single game.
Yeah, and I see it looks like Colombia, if it's true, shot a 227 and lost. Well, which is...
Yeah, Colombia was actually facing
Germany. Yeah.
So Colombia is doing what Matthias was doing in the boys division, scoring high games and not getting the bonus.
Yeah.
But as long as you manage to score high games, you're gonna still make it into the cut.
Yeah.
The cut at the moment is sitting on 2370. They're bowling 199.1 scratch average. And okay, let me see. Now, at the moment, we have Australia is running on the 9th place. She's only 26 pins from the cut. And there is one score missing. One score missing on
let's refresh.
Malaysia, yeah, because it says she's 200 pins away. She's obviously
There
not
we go.
200 pins. Now it's refreshed.
Yeah.
At the moment, we have England on the position number 8 with 2370. United States, it's on 7th place with 7th place with 2385. Germany is 6th with 2390, and then we have a small jump of 50 pins onto the top 5.
Yeah.
But 5 and 4 are only 10 pins of difference, so they are okay. They should be okay. It's not that many games to go, but the cut is still pretty tight. I mean, Malaysia is only 15 pins down, Australia is 26 pin down, and even Mexico, after a couple of lost games and not so high games, she still have a fair chance. I mean, she's only 90 pins behind. If you make a couple of high games plus the bonus, that's gonna put her back into business.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I'd say probably the top 4 can start to feel pretty safe. 200 pins for Denmark down to the cut. I think she's safe, and definitely all of those ahead.
Norway is actually 456 pins ahead of the cut, so she could probably go out, take lunch, and still would make it.
Yeah, she could leave 2 games early.
That must feel good. Where's the pressure? What pressure? What pressure? Pressure is gone for me. And she's becoming really like a strike machine. She's standing out there in the gutter and just letting the ball do the job and letting the ball do the job, and she makes it look so easy.
She's got one of the higher strike rates on the women's side, as you say, 55% throughout the entire championship, and almost 78% spare rate, including the splits.
Yeah, that's amazing stats. Amazing stats, and obviously there's a lot of stuff that when you are on TV you don't want to say and you don't want to comment, because you have to be polite and you have to be sensitive with whatever you see. I'm not gonna call any names, I'm not gonna say any countries, but I really must say I honestly disagree with the game plan of some of the countries or some of the coaches. And I can understand that happening on day 1, even day 1 and day 2, but not already at this stage of the event. And in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'm going to explain it in a way it's going to be very easy for you to understand. This pattern has a lot of friction on the outside, and I mean a lot of friction on the outside if you compare it to the amount of oil and friction you have in the center of the lane. And I can understand when you are a boy two-handed with 600 reps and 20 miles per hour, you want to give a lot of surface to the ball so you can get some control on it and you're going to get the pin action no matter what. But I have seen at least one female bowler that she has been playing too far out during the whole week, at least for the amount of surface the coach has given to her ball. And I have seen a few times, more than 10, where she hits the pocket and she doesn't really get the strike. The ball is not hitting the right way.
It's deflecting off the hairpin.
Exactly. Yeah. It's deflecting a little bit, and then when she turns around, the coach keeps telling her, like, come on, make a better shot. It's not about making a better shot. It's actually your fault. You're giving her a ball that's reading way too early, and it's working too early and getting to the pins with a little bit too weak energy. The ball doesn't have enough energy to keep penetrating on the pins and carrying the pins down and splitting the 8 and 10 as
8 and 9.
Yeah, 8 and 9. Sorry, like we were told yesterday by Mr. Fleming. So sometimes that's why I keep telling you guys, the best thing you can do is learn as much as you can. Learn it on your own. Understand your equipment. Understand lane reading. Especially understand in today's bowling how the pins are falling and what kind of pin action you are getting. So if you are bowling at some point and your coach cannot see something that is pretty obvious, you can manage to fix it on your own. And this time I'm talking from my self-experience as a Spanish bowler. The knowledge in Spain is pretty low. So I found myself over there in some events where the coach actually was just the guy who was bringing the Coca-Cola into the lanes. And it can be very frustrating because sometimes you are out there, you're giving your best, and you're trying to compete with bowlers that are as good or even better than yourself.
Yeah.
And also they have the help of a very good coach while you're bowling on your own because your coach is not able to give you any help or give you any assistance. So unless you are in Scandinavia, United States, and you have a very good coach, I would say learn as much as you can, so you can help yourself, no matter the situation.
And even if you are from those countries, learn as much as possible. It's gonna be easier to work even when you don't have a coach.
Yeah, it makes sense, and also it's gonna get you a career once you get old, like I did, and you cannot carry the ball anymore. At least you can work on something else. You don't shoot the balls anymore, but you can help someone with the coaching. You can drill the balls for them, and the more you understand the game, the easier that you're gonna make the things the right way. I mean, it's very important today to understand what goes on the lanes. Otherwise, we just drilling the balls with those 4 or 5 layouts that come on the box, and it's always the same thing. Same angles for the Brunswick guys, same numbers for the Storm guys. And there is a lot more that you can do with the balls. I mean, for example, for me as a Storm staff player, they usually tell you that 4-4-2 is going to be the strongest layout. But actually, when you really learn about the balls and you can understand that you can even make that pin buffer instead of 2, you can even go to 0, depending on what you are demanding from that ball. So we're going back to what I said this morning and I said yesterday, nothing is black and white. It's always on the grays. You just have to find what type of gray is going to work for you.
Exactly. We're about halfway through the, what is this, the 4th game of the day?
Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, that's game number 12 at the moment.
So, yeah, the 4th of the day. And we've got Mexico working on a 3-bagger. Anybody else ranking on Germany working on a 4-bagger, going for the 5th in a row here, after strike 6-2 in the first frames.
And she's facing England, which is currently on the 8th spot. So if she managed to make a high game and take the bonus, that would give her kind of a little bit softy spot to relax a little bit on, and not to get so much pressure for the last couple of games.
Yeah, and for England, she's gonna have to make up for that open a bit, because she's, as we were talking about before, she's got about 15 pins down to Malaysia. And
Malaysia at the moment is
facing Norway.
She's not, facing Norway, and maybe she's gonna double now and fix a little bit the score, because she's got 1 open frame. Yeah, there you go. She covered that, so she's back into 190 something, and with chances to keep striking and going higher than that.
Yeah. And Norway, of course, striking again 3 in a row, and also Costa Rica 2 in a row after a 2-bagger earlier in the game as well. Playing against Australia, who will want to win as many games as possible. She is currently 26 spins down.
Yeah, she's 10th. And I mean, at the moment, Malaysia, Australia, and Mexico are the 3 teams that are short to the cut. We could say Maya as well. She's also a little bit far from the cut.
She's just 6 pins behind Mexico, though, so it's definitely still doable.
It's doable, but she's got to start striking as soon as possible. Oh, and she just chopped the 3 on the 3-6.
Yeah.
So she's on 3 open frames, not looking good. Especially if she loses the game and the game is a little bit low, that's gonna get her quite far from the cut.
Yeah.
And she's gonna need a couple of very high games in order to make a comeback. She can do it. I mean, she's very talented. Don't get me wrong. Maya is one of the best bowlers, one of the best youth bowlers up here in Sweden. And if she gets it, just a couple of them, maybe she makes the click on the brain, and then she's capable of doing 550 right away.
Yeah, probably. If I remember correctly, she won gold together with Nora in Korea last year in the Youth World Championships. I think it was in doubles.
What about Nora? Yeah, that's another amazing talent. For those of you who don't really know who we're talking about, it's a Swedish bowler, youth, 2-handed, super powerful, super consistent. She's a killer. I mean, she can beat any man.
Yeah, probably.
What's her surname? Johansson?
Yeah.
Nora Johansson, yeah. spectacular bowler
Yeah, also plays for the team here in Helsingborg.
in Helsingborg.
Maya is playing for Excalibur up in Gothenburg, which is, along with Spoterdom, the best team in the Swedish league. They are always facing each other in the playoff
So
finals.
the Swedish league, when
Yeah.
we're talking about men, it usually, unless I'm wrong, it's Pergamon and Clan,
Yes.
mostly the top two teams. And on ladies, it's Excalibur and Spoterdam. Actually,
Yeah.
we should say Spoterdam and Excalibur.
Yes.
Yeah, Spoterdam would be the Pergamon in the ladies,
Yeah.
more or less, and Excalibur will be Clan.
Yeah, if we're talking results-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly the numbers, but Spoterdam has won the Swedish championships over 20 times.
Oh my God, over 20 times. So they win more than Barca and Madrid then.
Do you know how many championships Spoterdam has won?
It was 19.
19.
19.
19.
Oh, okay. But Victor can see the future, so that probably means that
Yes.
they're gonna make the number 20 as
I'm gonna
pretty
guess
soon
that
as this
they'll
next season is over,
they'll
right?
win next year again.
All right, let's have a look again. Let's see what we got. Lane 3 and 4, we got Denmark working on a 180 game. She's gonna lose that one, but she's comfy sitting on the 4th place, so it shouldn't be any problem for her. Jenny shot 215, and she's gonna lose again. She's gonna lose this one, but again, 215. When you are like 500 pins ahead to the cut, it's nema problema, not a problem for her. And then we have on 7-8 Croatia. It's bowling against Finland. That's quite tight. Anything can still happen on that game. Then on 9-10 we have Fiona from Germany and England. And that's England is going to be on a 190 something. I think.
About a 199, so that game is close.
Fiona is already on 230, so 230 and the bonus. She's going to be real happy about that.
And it looks like Caitlin from the US is going to beat Hannah from Ireland. And
she's having also a 250, 210, 215 game for United States, right?
That's a big game when you're that close to
yeah, when you're down close to the cut, you make 215 and get the bonus, she's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Even if she's gonna lose 20 pins to Germany, which was right above her.
Yeah.
Maya's gonna make 180. So that means Sara from Colombia is gonna take the 30 pins bonus. Sara was 5th, but her game is not gonna be very high. It's gonna be a 189. So 189 plus the bonus, that's 220.
Yeah,
that's already a little bit less than Fiona shot without the bonus. And the same for United States. So 5, 6, 7 is going to become a little bit tighter. England is going to drop down a little bit due to the fact that she shot 180 something and lost against Fiona. So we have to see where is Malaysia. Malaysia
214. No, 234. Yeah.
234 and winning, so that's gonna make her jump above England.
Yes.
Now England's gonna drop the spot on the top 8. Malaysia's gonna jump into that top 8.
Yeah.
And then Australia. I lost Australia. Where are you?
She is on 17-18.
184 and lost, so she's not gonna jump up either. Mexico
shot 228 and 1.
228 and 1. So Mexico is gonna make it tighter. Okay, 9, 10, 11 is gonna become a lot tighter one to the other. Unfortunately for Maya, she's gonna drop down a little bit. She's gonna see the cut a little bit further away at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
A little bit like we had on the boys division this morning. We had a few guys that were pretty far away on the top, and then it was a big messy in the cut area. It was 3 or 4 guys that could go in and could go out, and it looks like the girls division is going to be exactly the same.
Now the gap there is actually pretty big between 8th and 9th, but still, what do we have, 3 games to go?
2.
Just
2, I think.
Oh. Yeah, we've done 4, so it should be
3.
Yeah, 3 to go.
My God, I need another cup of coffee, definitely. I need another cup of coffee, and I need to watch back the episodes from Sesson Street, where they helped me learn to count from 1 to 5, so I don't get lost on these small numbers. But thank you, Victor, for being here. You really are wonderfully helping me make less mistakes than I'm doing.
It's my pleasure.
It's too many lanes, it's too many people, it's too many things to talk about. And yeah, I end up going Leo Messi, by the way. Yeah, it was. What do you think? I'm gonna ask a bit about football. Did you like Messi back then?
Well, I've been kind of raised to like Messi in Barcelona, I think.
What do you think about Lamine Yamal?
No, I don't watch.
Barcelona is the religion in our family.
He's gonna be the new
Well,
Messi. He's gonna be the new Messi. I think he already is the new Messi. He's actually 17 years old,
Yeah.
and he's already the soccer player who's selling more T-shirts in the whole planet.
Yeah. I don't watch football enough to know that.
Oh,
but-
for me, football is a religion. It's what I do every Sunday. Instead of praying, I go to the new camp in Barcelona and scream myself out there, always protesting to the referees. We probably now have some fun watching from Madrid. Madrid supporters going to be, why do you have a Barcelona guy talking about bowling? Well, it's the way it is. All right, they're starting the next game. Let's see who's facing who. We have Maya facing Fiona on 15-16. Then Jenny is on 13-14. United States and Denmark on 17-18. Sarah and England are on 5-6. That's going to be an interesting game as England is currently out of the cut. She's out by 53 to be precise. And 53, 83 down for Mexico. So still a chance for her. 83, 91 for Australia. So she could also make it with a couple of high games. And then Finland dropped down. That's Finland and Sweden are a little bit further away. They're really gonna need to do 2 very high games if they want to make it into the next stage.
Indeed, yeah. Maya is currently about 200 pins back, which in 3 games is going to be difficult. But as we say, nothing is impossible.
No, nothing is impossible, especially when we're talking about such talented kids. Maybe the hardest part is not also going to be on trying to find the way to strike, but trying to keep the mind on the right spot.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get to a point where you see yourself you are too far away, then you may relax a little bit or kind of give in a little bit on the situation. And as soon as you let go, then it's game over.
Yeah.
Automatic.
Yeah, that's one thing that I heard you talking about yesterday. As long as you're not mathematically out, then it's not over. You never give up until you're mathematically
You
out
have
of
to
it.
keep going, and you have to keep going. And you know what? You know why I know that? Because I was terrible at that. As soon as I felt I was not going to win, second place was not an option for me. Either I won or I gave up, and I ended up being the 102. But that's how we humans learn. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to fall, stand up, and then you learn from that mistake you just did. Unfortunately for me, I learned it way too late. But yeah, now I became a very kind person, humble and open. Everybody can talk to me. I was not like that when I was 15 to 20. I was high-nosed guy, and it was hard to talk to me. And yeah, so that's why the young people over there listening, don't do those mistakes, especially not in bowling. What you want to do, besides winning and getting titles and so, is make friends for the rest of your life. Bowling is not that big of a sport. We are not 20 million bowlers in every competition, but those 1,500 bowlers that we compete worldwide and move around, we tend to make friendships that last forever. For example, for me, when I talk about your father, for me it's like a big brother. We have been friends for over 30
Yeah.
years now, And even when I was out of the world of bowling due to my music career, I kept in touch with your father. I kept coming up here to Helsingborg, even if it was not to do anything in the bowling alley. And hopefully that's one of the things that we want for everybody in the world of bowling. So you can guys have more than just the bowling experience, but also experience everything that is around it.
Yeah. All right, fifth frame.
Okay, a lot of stuff going on. Maya started with 3 in a row, and now she just chopped whatever the spare was. I did not see. She's bowling against Fiona, who just shot 250, 230.
Yeah.
But she seems to be in a little bit of a trouble on that pair. She's got 9, 9 miss, 9, and now a big 5.
Yeah.
If I were on her spot, due to the fact that Maya has a miss on that frame, I would definitely go to try to get the spare. It's a very makeable spare. It's a 3, 6, 10, 4, 7. In my case, I wouldn't use a spare ball. I would actually use a reactive ball to try to hook it at the very end of the lane and try to get the 3 to roll all the way into the 4. And if I get that spare, maybe I can put some pressure back into Maya and gain my spot back into the game. Let's see what goes on. She's hooking it there. Looks good. Now I hooked a little bit too much.
What I see EK Tackett does in that is he lofts it quite a bit onto
Yeah.
the lane to get the ball to kick in at the very end and kick that 3 into the 4. We have...
All right, we have high scoring on 13 and 14. Even
Thailand
if
and
she just
Norway.
got the split, that was the 7-10, so it was unlucky. But she works on a 4 in a row. And Jenny from Norway, it's a 9 spare, double 9 spare, strike 9. So she's hitting the pocket so consistent.
Yeah.
She hardly gonna get herself into any kind of trouble.
And we saw Ireland had the first 4 and then a 9 spare. She is quite far down though, 220 pins outside the cut at the moment.
I mean, 5th, 6th, 7, and 8th, they are pretty close one to another.
Yeah.
Colombia is sitting on the 5th position with 26.56.
And having a rough
Malaysia is 8th with 26.19. But then there is a big of a step between the 8th and the 9th position. It's nearly 53, no, actually 53 pins in there. And 83 to Mexico. So, yeah, still a lot of things can happen, but it starts to become a little bit more clear which bowlers are kind of secure into the top.
I think for England playing against Colombia right now, this is a pretty important game because, as you said, no one in that 5 to 8 is completely safe. So if Jessica manages to win this game against Sarah, that's a big haul of points.
Yeah, and for example, on lane 3 and 4, we have Samantha from Australia. She's a little bit far from the cut as well. She's 90 pins down, but she's working on a turkey. The issue for her is that she's facing Croatia at the moment, that she's got a double spare and 4 in a row, looking for a 5th one. And that girl, let me tell you, Croatia is a little bit unstable, but when she finds the line, she scores really high games. So that's going to make it very tough for Australia to beat her on this game.
Yeah, looking at her scores, it's been either in the 170s, 180s, or in the 220s.
That's what I meant. She's a little bit up and down. Obviously, she bowls 2 hands. She has a lot of reps. Not that much of a speed as some others. So that may cause the ball to be a little bit more sensitive than for other bowlers. And that may explain why the games go either too good or not that good.
Yeah. Let me see, Malaysia is... Yeah, and I just jinxed her by mentioning her. She was having a pretty close game with Mexico.
Oh, beautiful spare by Costa Rica now. 3-6, 10-4.
Oh, but Malaysia and Mexico are having a decently close game there, and it's even closer now that she left the 210. And that's pretty important for Malaysia, of course, because she is also currently the last one inside the cut. And Mexico is actually changing that cut as well.
Yeah, Mexico is trying to get a way up there.
Yeah, and I don't think Samantha is going to be winning that game on 3
No,
or 4.
Samantha is doing a good game. She's gonna make probably 220 if she doubles on the 10th, but she's facing Biban. She's actually working on a 270 something if she strikes out. That's a very high game.
Yeah, but she is almost 300
She is
pins from
very
the
far
cut.
away, so she needs 3 games like that to have any chance.
Yeah.
But it's not easy.
See.
United States is currently going for a 180,
179.
170, 180, more or less, somewhere
Yeah.
around there. It looks like she's gonna lose against Denmark.
Yeah.
So United States is gonna get also a little bit in the cut zone. She's gonna suffer a little bit.
Yeah. That's a strike for England in that match against Colombia, which is currently very close.
With a couple of open frames, so probably England now is ahead.
She has got a 2-pin lead if they both strike out.
That was a very
Sarah
good
doubles.
shot for Sarah. We can see she's still using reactive. This time she's moving a little bit further outside to get a better pin action, a better reaction.
She's Storm Staff.
She's a Storm Staff. We were talking a little bit about her game and the way she's trying to bowl the lanes. And as a Storm Staff player myself, I understand the issues she found when there's a lot of urethane in play, because obviously Storm doesn't have the purple hammer. It's not the time or the place to talk about hardness, but it feels like that ball, it's legal when you drill it, but after a couple of days it becomes very soft.
I'm not gonna comment on it either.
It's not my place to say what to do with that ball, but when I bowl against that ball, it's definitely, you can definitely see the footprint is doing on the lane. If you don't have that same ball, then you have to run away from whatever that spot is. And that's one of the things that's been happening to Sara from Colombia. She's not bowling the purple hammer, obviously, because she's a Storm Staff. And when the transition starts to show up, she was telling me that she has a bit of an issue at the back end reaction. And it becomes a little bit tough, because if she moves too far out, she finds a little bit too much friction and the ball becomes a little bit too sensitive. And if she tries to move in, unless she slows down a little bit the speed, the ball is crossing so much oil that it doesn't really come back enough.
So it's basically skidding the whole way down.
It's skidding all the way down. They call it the waffling thing. The ball starts to, doing like a waffle. In, out, in, out, in, out, and it becomes very, very tough.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously I'm not a staffer of any brand, but so I have a purple hammer myself. I don't throw it a lot. I don't really like the way of playing urethane, but yeah, I use it when I'm forced to, because it affects the lane in a way where if everybody's playing with it, you can't really play with anything else.
No, it's exactly like that. I mean, it's a ball that if you don't have it and everyone else has it, if we would compare that to Formula One or MotoGP, it's like everybody's having the wet tires and you are still on slicks, and everybody's finding some friction and they get turned the corners where you are, oh, I need to slow down or I'm not gonna make that corner.
Yeah. Let's await the scores here. Looks like, as you said, Denmark is going to beat Caitlin from the United States.
Yeah, Denmark is going to beat United States. United States was on the 7th place with 178, and she was 23 pins behind Germany, who was sitting on the 6th place. But Germany found herself into a very tricky pair as well. So she's going to work on a 160 game. So that means Germany and United States are going to become very, very close one to the other. Malaysia was 33 pins behind Germany, and I don't see Malaysia is up there.
Yes.
On a 210.
She is going to win.
210.
So an effective 240.
210 and winning. So
And
that's gonna make it a 240. Obviously, Malaysia is gonna jump into the 6th place.
yeah, and England are
Germany
gonna
and
beat.
United States are gonna drop down a little bit.
And England are gonna beat Colombia here, which
England
means
is
that that's
beating
a
Colombia with a
big game.
190, so the bonus is gonna give her a beautiful jump up. Colombia was 60 pins ahead, so 60 pins, and she lost by 15 plus 30, that's 40 something. So she's gonna be okay. We're gonna have,
Let's wait
unless
for
I'm
the
wrong,
scores
we're
to come
gonna
in.
have 4 bowlers in about 20 pins.
Yeah, and as you said, Malaysia beat Mexico, so Ivana from Mexico is gonna have to have 2 very high last games.
Yeah, Ivana's gonna need to work it very hard on the last 2.
It's a bit slow to update here. I think we're getting them in.
Yeah, just a few seconds so we can update the scoring and make sure that we say everything right.
One thing that's sure is that Norway are gonna keep the lead.
I think Norway is already out. She just went to have lunch. Told the girls I'll be back later on. Have fun during this last couple of games. I'm already.
Now we have the scores in at least.
Okay, the scores are
Or-
updated, and Norway has 3,274. Singapore is on second place with 3,107. So that's 167 pins behind Norway. Then we have Costa Rica on the 3rd place with 3,038. Those 3 are easy on the cut. It's more than 200 pins, 230 pins from Costa Rica to top 8. We have Denmark on the 4th position, also comfy into the final. She's not going to have any issue. Malaysia went all the way up to the 5th place at the moment, 28.59. Colombia is 6th with 28.33. Germany is 7th, 28.11. United States is 8th with 28.07. England is on just missing the cut by 21 pins, 27.86. And Mexico and Australia are 27.38 and 27.37, so they are 70 pins short to the cut. But with 2 pins to go, 2 games to go, and the bonuses, I mean, it's still completely open.
You're correct. As you say, England winning that game and the US not winning is gonna help her a lot. At the same time, Malaysia beating Mexico makes it so it's about 17 pins from the cut for Mexico, and Malaysia is pretty safe looking at the moment, but 70 pins, anything can still happen. And she's just got a 5-7 and spares it on the on lane 14.
How about that? We have an interesting match over there. Also, England is facing Australia. They're both short to the cut, so if you get a good game or your opponent has a bad game and you beat her, you can get her out just 1 game before. So that match is gonna do a lot to the cut for these 2 girls. And Mexico is on 5 and 6, playing against Singapore. So Ivana needs to do a couple of high games if she still wants to be a contender. Okay, let's see what else do we see over here.
Yeah, Maya starts with a 6-2 and then a washout. Let's see, that's a makeable spare at least. But she picks up 3. I think she is. It's hard to say, but she's 150 pins out right now. I think it might be a bit too far.
A bit tough, yeah. It might be a bit tough to make it back from there. And we could probably say the same thing about Finland. It's only 7 pins between the 2 of them. And even if it's, let's say, for example, Finland is only 40 pins short compared to Australia, and we just said that Australia still has a chance. But we are talking also about the body language.
Yeah.
You can see on their body language which one still has confidence that they can do it, and which ones are like, this is not my way. This is not gonna happen no matter what I do.
Yeah.
Which is sad. It's sad to say, and obviously very easy to comment when you're sitting down on a sofa and just watching on a screen.
Yeah.
And somehow I wish I could transfer my, cold perspective from sitting in here, so it would calm their brains and would allow them to all perform at their best, and then we would see what goes on. But yeah, that only happens on Disney movies.
We don't have that just yet.
No, not yet. Not yet. Maybe the AI is gonna make it happen at some point, but it's not there yet. Okay, United States is also on not a comfy position, even if she's on the 8th position, but she's facing Jenny, and we have seen already Jenny, she's not giving away a single pin at any time. She keeps striking and scoring and winning. So she's not gonna be happy.
No. It's been unfortunate that we actually can't see what the matchups are going to be, because then we would know who they're facing in the last game. But
On the very last, yeah.
yeah, but she can hope for a maybe a bit easier opponent in the last game to secure the spot. And
look at the messenger.
From who?
Jenny.
Oh.
She's doing it so simple. She just stays out there, lets the ball do the job, and the ball is doing great job for her.
Solid 8 for England there, I think. Was that a 5 pin? I think it looks like an 8 pin.
We have a Latin derby over there, also on lane 7A. They didn't realize it's Colombia and Costa Rica. They seem to be good friends. They speak the same language. I've seen them spending some time together on the bowling alley while they were off the lanes. But when you're in the match, there's no friends, right? You just want to win.
Yeah, that's it. When you're off the lanes, you want your friends to do well, but when you're on the lanes, you want them to do bad because you want to do better.
It's better for me.
Yeah. I think we all boners love competing. I think.
Definitely.
Yeah. And let's see. Any closer games here?
So chopping for United States. That's not good news for her. Jenny's got the double spare double, and yeah.
I think it was a split. If I look at the.
Was it?
Yeah, you can see just there.
That's true. On the screen, you can see.
Yeah. You see Australia getting a double there, which is pretty big. When she's playing against England, who is struggling a bit in this game. Jenny gets another strike.
Jenny continues the ball on her own.
Yeah.
But I guess also, since she has so much advantage compared to the others, she's probably bowling quite relaxed for a few games already.
There are
That's just going to make it easier and easier and easier, while the others are getting more and more and more pressure. So that's going to separate her even a little bit more from the rest of the field.
I think she's a bit on cruise control right now, just bringing it.
Autopilot, definitely. Yeah. She's crossing the Atlantic already. Press the autopilot, and she's having a drink out there with the captain of the ship, just enjoying.
Messenger on the 5 pin there on 18 for Germany.
Messenger, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, she left the 5 pin, and I think it was a head pin that came in and took it out. We're seeing the balls deflect a lot more now. You say that, and we see a perfect strike from Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia found her way in. I mean, I remember 3 games ago she was out of the cut.
Yeah.
But now she's made 208, 234, 210. She managed to win the 3 games in a row, 90 pins bonus. And that's pretty much those 90 pins that she's ahead from the 9th place.
Yeah. I think she's leading in this game. She looks to have a good line on the lane, so she should be safe, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. If she carries on that way, she's going to secure. She's going to need just a standard game for the very last one.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. You don't want to get yourself into too much pressure for the last game. You just want to make sure that by doing some spares and maybe a couple of strikes, make 210. If I win, I win. If I don't win, I have enough pins in my pocket already.
Yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see how the match play goes after, or the knockout match play goes after this. It is best of 3 games. Yeah. First to 2 wins.
Best of 3, you win 2. It's already done.
Yeah. What?
Roll off right away. For the game, obviously.
Yeah. So that means if you win the first game, then you only need to win 1 more, essentially.
It's pretty good that we have the office close to the manager, boss, and director of the tournament, Mike.
Sitting right behind us.
Yeah, sitting right behind, making sure we do the right job and we don't do any mistakes and we don't do it. He's actually having a stick on his hand, so whenever I'm about to say a bad word, he's pointing at me like I'm going to hit you in the head.
I don't think I've heard you
I'm
swear
behaving,
for a while.
I'm behaving. I don't know, something went wrong. Maybe I'm getting a flu or something.
I haven't heard any bad words recently.
Strange. But don't say it out loud. Don't jinx me. So it doesn't come at the wrong moment. Okay, let's see what goes on, especially for the people who is around the cat. Let's find Mexico, England, United States, Germany, and Colombia. Mexico is bowling at lane
England is just
5 and 6. She's actually with 1 open frame. She's not on the lead. She's actually 1 mark behind Xian, which is the bowler from Singapore, which is bowling on spares only. So it might be a tough. It may actually be a tough pair because they have one strike only between the 2 of them.
It's just after 4-5.
4-5, yeah. That was a ugly pin action, not the most lucky one. Just a little bit short into the pocket.
And speaking of those that are close to the cup, you see England has just gained a lot on Australia after a 5 miss.
Ui, strike 5-0. That's going to be very, very, very expensive for Samantha over there. She's 70 pins short to the cut. And that 5-0, that's going to be nearly 40 pins gone in 1 frame.
Yeah, I think she's been forced to double here if Jessica spares this 10 pin.
Yeah, that is a very disappointing frame for her. I'm sure about it.
Yeah.
She's a very, very kind girl. Spoken to her a couple of times during the week. Very humble, very, very, very sweet. So obviously we cannot root for everyone. We need to remain neutral. But yeah, you feel a little bit sad when you see them fighting and fighting and fighting, and 1 bad frame can be so expensive.
Yeah.
Malaysia is securing her game. I mean, she's got 5 in a row, so she's going for a 230 something plus the bonus.
And it looks like Samantha got the double, actually, so she's going to win that game.
Malaysia is already going to be in. Colombia is about to do 189, 190, but she's losing against Costa Rica.
Strike to tie. We're just checking on the England-Australia match here. It looks like Samantha needs a strike to tie the game. I'm not completely... Numbers are very small on this screen here. Here we go.
And she got it, so they have a tie, 15 pins each.
Yeah.
My. Let's make it even a little bit more tough than it was, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's make things tighter. My goodness.
And that's a 3-4-6-7 spare from Costa Rica.
Let me tell you, that's going to make the other girls around the area very happy. The fact that they are splitting those 30 pins for 15 each. It reminds me when I'm supporting Barca and Real Madrid is meeting Atletico de Madrid. And even if I hate Real Madrid and I want them to lose, sometimes a tie is a bigger win for us.
Denmark just got a very late messenger on 14.
She can work all the way up to 223, but Malaysia is already on the 230s.
Yeah, and she
So
gets another
yeah, and
strike.
she get a strike. So she's gonna get 230 or 240 plus the bonus. Malaysia is gonna secure herself into the cut.
Yeah,
Colombia with a 180 and a loss is not that secure. She's gonna still have to fight some for it.
yeah,
Germany sitting 22 pins behind Colombia. She's working on if she strikes, she's gonna work for a 215 or even 220.
yeah.
She strikes out, she's gonna go all the way to 227, and the game seems that she's gonna win it. So that's gonna give her 50 pins.
Yeah, just waiting for the final
Yeah,
scores to come in here.
I mean, one game to go, but that gives you kind of handicap
Yeah,
for the last game. That should allow her to be a little bit more relaxed.
yeah. Let's see, Sarah.
And again, Jenny bowling on her own league. She shot 240 to beat United States. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jenny can definitely go out and have lunch, and she doesn't need to bowl the last
I
game.
think she can even still go in at first place if she were to check out now.
Most probably.
We're just waiting for the final scores to be coming in here. Now we can see
Yeah,
exactly
Mexico
who's
just chopped on the last frame, so 159. She just took her glasses out of her face, so she's kind of telling herself this is a game over. It's very sad when you see this kind of reactions. These girls are very humble. These girls are very sweet, very polite. But obviously, it's only 8 bowlers going into the next stage. We want them all to go on, but it's impossible. We just have to accept how the things go on, and still congratulate them for wonderful effort, wonderful work, amazing job during the week. Oh, Germany's got a big washout on the 10th frame.
picks it up though.
And what a spare. That was unbelievable. That
Yeah.
was a very, very important spare for her. Not only to secure the...
The win was already
bonus.
secured, but it's still...
No, but the bonus
Some
is
good
going to be
picks.
important. I mean, you make
Yeah.
strike 5, like we said with
Yeah.
Australia. Imagine she puts it in the middle of the hole again, 5-0. That would have been super expensive.
Yeah,
Now that spare, not only is going to give her extra pins, but it's going to give her extra confidence for that last game.
yeah. Which is what you want.
Yeah, that's a 206 game for Germany. So she's going to win that game by 36. Plus the bonus, she's going to feel a lot more relaxed for the very last game. We have just one last shot before the scores starts refreshing. And we are gonna get ready for the very, very last game of this stage of top 16. Things are getting interesting, things are getting tight, things are getting... Even myself, I'm starting to feel the pressure and the nerves pumping in my heart is going faster. I have some butterflies on my stomach. And yeah, I love this. Here we go now. One game to go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the actual standings at the moment. Norway, she's going to be on the top spot no matter what. Even if she bowls only 5 frames, she's going to still remain up there. She's got 35-44 at the moment. Then we have Singapore on second place with 33-38. Costa Rica is on the third position with 32-97. There's still a fair chance over there for Costa Rica to overtake Singapore. Let's see what they do on the last game. It's not that's going to change a lot because, as we have heard, it's going to be matches between them, eliminatory system, the best of 3. But for the honor, Denmark is on 4th position, 31-75, so she's too far to get anywhere near the top 3 at the moment. Malaysia, 5th spot, 31-25. Germany, 30-47 on 6th. Colombia, 30-17 on 7th. And United States right in the cut at the moment with 29-91. Only 7 pins ahead of England, which is actually out of the cut at the moment. Australia is on the 10th position with 29.35, so she's 56 pins short. And now let's see who's facing who. Actually, Australia is facing Maya from Sweden on lane 5-6. Samantha started with a double from 2, but she's a bit far from the cut, so she definitely needs a very, very high game in order to try to get herself into the spot. Let's see, Germany started with a split. We can see some pressure over there. Hopefully the coach is telling her, you are 60 pins ahead of the cut. Don't you make any crazy moves. Just hit the pocket, make some spares, and you shouldn't have any trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble would come that England is on ninth position. So she's out of the spot, but she's bowling side by side. Germany and England are bowling side by side, not facing each other.
Yeah.
But they can get to see whatever the other one is doing. And if you get the temptation to put your eyes into the, to the board up there, and you see, ooh, she's right behind me, I have a split, or I have an open frame on frame 1, and she's got a double already, and you start thinking about the bonus and all those things. Let's see. But now she got a very beautiful strike.
Yeah. United States is facing Mexico up there. I think she really wants to win that game because, as we said before, she's only 7 pins inside the cut at the moment.
Yeah, United States is only 7 pins ahead of the cut, and she definitely wants to make sure she wins that game to get the extra bonus and get a little bit of extra help. Oh, she just got the 8-10 over there. The ball deflected a little bit down the lane, and that is a little bit disappointing when you hit the pocket and you're expecting to get that strike and you get that 8-10. Oh, it doesn't make you happy.
And Colombia facing Croatia. I think if she just wins that game, she's going to be safe.
Yeah, Colombia is 33 ahead of England and 26 ahead of United States. So actually, the only thing she has to do is she needs to make sure she makes 10 pins more than USA and England on scratch.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't really matter if she loses on the other one's wins, because that would be enough distance for her to be safe.
But it's easier to just win the match, you could say.
Yeah,
maybe.
absolutely, absolutely.
You don't need. You only need to beat one person there instead of 2. England getting the 7 out to avoid that split. She's got about a, let's see, about a 6-pin lead now, or a 10-pin lead maybe.
And let's not lose attention to Australia. She started with the front 5.
And she's going for
She's
the 6th
a little
now.
bit low, but she's still gonna fight it. She's gonna fight it until the very end, and we said that already. We've been telling you all morning. 6 in a row already. She's on a 240 game, plus the bonus that would make it 270, 280, and with a 280, United States could be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, so England doesn't only need to overtake the United States, she also needs to watch out from Australia, as we say.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe England manages to go ahead of United States, but get overtaken by Australia.
Yeah.
There she goes.
Ooh.
Oh, 5-pin. That was pretty close.
A bit.
She almost got it back from the messenger.
A bit lucky there to get away with just a 5-pin. And I think she's going to be happy with that.
A nice double for Sara on lane 9 and 10 from Colombia.
Denmark opened with the first 4 and then a 6-3 in the 5th. I suspect that might have been a split or washout. Samantha is going to pick that 5-pin up.
Yeah, she doesn't want to pay any dreams, right?
No.
An amazing pin action now for Germany to get a double and cover that open frame she had on frame 1. And she's probably very happy that Costa Rica seems to have relaxed. Costa Rica, Elena, she found herself already into the final. And for all of those who are watching, just let me explain. Yesterday, when I spoke to her on the interview when she made the 300 game, she actually didn't give a damn about that 300 game. She was willing to test things already on the 10th frame. The coach told her to now keep striking, and she ended up testing something on frame 12. So she didn't care about the perfect game. She was more caring about what am I gonna find on the next frames. So she was willing to give up a perfect game on a World Youth Cup in order to get information for the following games. So that tells you a lot. Maybe she's already starting to test some of the stuff that she may be facing a little bit later on.
Yeah. I would never try that. I don't think.
Oh, there's a turkey for Fiona in Germany. She's gonna start to feel a little bit more relaxed. And Sara also has a spare and a turkey, so she's also working hard to stay on that top 8.
Samantha got a split
Samantha
there.
got a split. That's gonna give her a lot of issues due to the fact that she was 56 pins short. And where is United States? I cannot see her at the moment.
3 and 4, and
3 and 4.
She's having a
Oh yeah, over
few
there. No
troubles.
strikes yet. 1 open frame. So United States could be in trouble if England managed to keep striking and doing some high scoring.
Yeah.
But England is not doing that either. She's on a par more or less. Actually, she's 10 below the par.
Yeah, she needs to not lose by more than
It's
50 pins.
7 pins of difference between England and United States.
Yeah, I think to Australia.
And it looks like England has a fair chance to win the match even with an open frame because Finland has got 2 doubles but 2 open frames.
Yeah, she gets a strike in the
England
8th,
gets a strike now.
which could be important. I was saying she needs to not lose by more than 50 pins to Australia.
And
as well.
I was going to say, let's not forget Australia, because if Australia strikes out, she's going all the way to 256. That's going to be 60 pins more than the others. And she's only 50-something behind. 56 to be precise.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not done. We've been telling you all morning it's going to be happening on the very last frame. It's a lot of girls that still could go in and out. Colombia is definitely making the way in. She was very tight to the cut. She was only 30 pins ahead, but she's got a spare and 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Costa Rica giving away another spare.
And she gets a strike. Australia there.
Australia get the double on working on the way to 250.
Yeah, almost another 5 pin, or almost a 4-5. Sure, got away with that.
And Colombia is on fire. She found the way. She's made 50 in a row, so Colombia is gonna make her in.
That's
for sure.
It's gonna be a big confidence boost as well.
Germany's got 4 in a row, so Germany is gonna make it in. Colombia's gonna make it in. Malaysia was already in.
Yeah.
Now everything seems to be between Australia, United States, and England.
Correct. Let's see.
It was a 7 for Australia. She's going to be on 242 if she takes 2.
Yes.
Plus the bonus. 242 plus the bonus.
That means that England needs to win and shoot at 190, I think.
England, if she strikes out, it's going to be 201. So that's only going to be 40 pins of difference. And she's actually 39 pins ahead. No, 49 pins ahead.
49 pins
49 pins ahead. Okay, she got a solid 10. So she's going to make a 190.
Which is going to leave
So that means Australia is already ahead.
Yeah, that's going to leave her 2 pins short, I think.
So now it's going to be between England and United States.
I don't think so. It's going to be about Australia and the United States, if I'm not mistaken.
Or is England? I don't see her now.
She is. England is here.
Uh-huh.
And we have the US here.
Exactly. No. forgive me. I was talking about United States,
Yeah.
actually. I was trying to find
Gets
United
a strike
States.
there.
If she strikes out, it's 185. 185. And Samantha's got 242.
Is that going to be enough?
Yes, Australia is above United States at the moment and above England at the moment. So it looks like Australia is going to get the 8th spot. And England and United States are going to run like 10, 15 pins short.
Yeah, I think if England is going to come up 2 pins short, if I'm not mistaken, and the US could also be like a few pins short.
190 for England.
Yeah.
190 plus 30, that's 220. 220 for England. United States was only seven pins ahead.
Yeah.
And she's actually, she needs to strike out to make 185. Those are 5 pins of difference.
I think.
So England would be 2 pins short to United States if United States strikes out.
Yeah, but it
But
doesn't
I
matter.
see
I think
none of them is gonna reach Samantha. Samantha managed to make.
3 pins.
Samantha's
Yes.
managed to make it on the very last game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Yes.
How long have we been saying this is gonna be at the very end? And it just happened at the very end. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 21st century bowling.
Yeah. And just making sure that, yes, it is in fact done, I'm pretty sure.
And Germany got 238 plus the bonus. Elena from Costa Rica, obviously she has given up on that game. She was secure up there. She didn't want to waste any energy left. Looks like she was thinking already, time for go for lunch.
She shot 141 with a gutter ball 9 in the last frame.
Amazing effort by all of them. Amazing effort. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We have some supportives there. We have people supporting Australia, Aussie. We have some people
supporting Germany.
Germany as well. There we go, another gun. Go Fiona. Go Elena. Yeah.
Good to see some support.
It's good to see people there supporting the bowlers.
Yes.
Okay, she got a double.
We're waiting just the final results, but I think it's going to be Australia taking that final spot in the top 8.
Yeah.
By about 3 pins, I think.
Amazing, yeah, amazing how it.
She needed a good game in the last.
It could have been anything until the very end. Absolutely anything until the very end. And I must say also, a very, very, very strong reaction by Colombia. She was struggling during the last 3 games, 178, 177, 184. She was dropping down, she was getting close to miss the cut, and then she comes into that last game, she moves further outside again, spares 6 in a row, then she's got an open frame, strike on the 9 again, and she's on the way to make 250 unless I'm wrong if she strikes out.
245 if she strikes out.
Oh, 245. I mean, 240, 250 when you're under pressure, when you need to make it. That's very good job. That's definitely a very good job. I'm pretty sure Andres Gomez is going to be very happy back in the house. Thinking like, see what I've done. Andres Gomez, by the way, US Open Senior Champion. Congratulations, Andres. Muchas felicidades, cuñado.
And we're just waiting for the final games to finish here so we can actually confirm our
top 8. Our predictions.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about what we see, but we need the scores to update one last time to make sure we haven't said anything wrong and we haven't done any misinformation.
And I think we have the final spot confirmed pretty much.
It's only the last frame on lanes 9 and 10. It's the only thing left to go. It's the spare for Sarah on the 12th frame and 11th frame for Croatia at the moment.
Yeah. But yes, here we have. Australia beats England by 3 pins to the final spot.
How about that?
And that,
3
and remember,
pins.
they tied the second to last game.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable outcome. They both managed to win their match, but obviously we have to give it for Australia.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a 242 game. She started with front 6, and then she managed to double again after an open frame. So she overcome any difficulty that she had on the brain or on the pressure, and she really worked her way into the final.
Yeah. And I think we're now just done, so...
Okay,
let's wait for that
Croatia
to
just
go.
made the last shot of the top 16 bowlers for the girls today. And now it's time to see the final standings.
Which
First position, Norway, 224.5 average. Total pins with the bonus is 37.57. Singapore in second position, 35.17. So Norway was 240 pins ahead of the second spot. Costa Rica, she took it really easy on the last game. She didn't really care. She was probably testing whatever is going to be going on later on the day, and she ended up on third position with 34.38. The lovely Danish girl, very good, very wonderful style with the left side of the lane. She's a lefty. She has 34.03 to sit on a comfy fourth spot. Malaysia took the spot number 5 with 33.58. Then we have Germany, 33.15. Colombia, I think it has an update on Colombia
yeah,
because
Colombia
it says
score. There we go.
there we go,
Yeah.
32.86 on the 7th position. And then it's Australia. She managed to make it all the way into the cut by 3 pins of distance against England. So it was 3,207 against 3,204. It couldn't have been any tighter than that, could it?
Nope.
Amazing bowling again. These girls are really, really something special. They have so much talent. They make us have a lot of fun while looking at them bowling and performing. We're going to take a short break to have a little bit of food, and so we're going to go and get the interviews for the top 3 girls as well. And we'll be back with more action a little bit later on. We see you soon.
And that's a wrap.
Okay. Let's go get the top 3.